How important is it for your offensive line to set a tone early on in this game?
Well, it's it's always important. I guess not just in this game. To run the ball, to throw the ball, to protect. Those guys are a key factor in that. So to execute offensively, this game and the ones we've played and the ones coming, I mean, they're a key part of it. But I mean, any more this week than another week, I think it's always that way. Truthfully, in my mind, I think everything starts offensively there.
Bob, you guys haven't had many penalties at all. We heard that you can hear the music when we walk up and things. Has sign language and all that, or just the communication, just become a science out there?
Well, but we've had that science. I mean, we haven't reinvented the wheel in how we communicate and what we do. I think the guys are just more experienced and are playing smarter and are playing with more discipline and aware of it, to play cleanly and not to have foolish penalties.
And the quarterback's role and how he calls that or handles that is so important. We know
Sure.
that, but quarterbacks are different in how they do it, aren't they?
Yeah, well, everybody's different mechanically on how they communicate. Some people, the quarterback communicates to everyone. Others, like some of our guys, get it from the sideline. So, Landry's been great. He's a smart guy, and again, the more experience he has, he's doing a really good job up there.
Does Winchester do anything more than other deep snappers you've had, or has he just been kind of in the right place at the right time?
No, he's an athletic guy that has great attitude and hustle to him and ability. He can run. He's tough. He's all those things. Heck, he's probably the hardest playing guy we have on our scout team. I remind our defensive guys all the time, you better not hurt him. I'll boot you off before him. So just to. And I hate to take it away from him because he loves to play so much. So I'm like, I can't not let him play, So just don't, want anybody to, have anything cheap on him.
What is he? Does he play receiver?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you about Jamel Fleming, just since you've spent so much time with him during his career here, working on something on him. But when he went through the things that he went through when he had to leave, was there a change in him when he came back, a seriousness or a maturity?
Yeah, there was, but I think that also comes with age and time, and I think so Jamel's still a work in progress, but he's, I've been really proud of him. I think this year he is playing really well. I mean, obviously you look at all the breakups. I don't know where he stacks up with probably.
It's a nation, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I was going to say I'd imagine at the top of our league or close, and if he is in a nation, and he's playing that way, interceptions, defending balls, playing confidently, and playing against good people. But it's been exciting to me to see him compete so well and really enjoy the competition and the confidence he's playing with.
When did you
attitude he's playing with.
When did you see? When did you first realize, hey, we're going to be pretty good at corner because of him?
Well, I don't, in the spring I felt both those guys, played a year ago, and I saw them in the spring getting better and better, and so, I felt confident that, like a lot of guys, so much of the time, I don't mean this critically, but the media or fans will judge a guy when he's young, and, well, he's young, he's learning, there's a lot of developing in the players we work with that goes on, through their time here, and they have ability, so that naturally with experience and more time on the field, they make improvement. And then I had felt all along he would.
His teammates have talked about him as being one of the better athletes on the team. Is there something that you've heard about him or that
just his measurables? I mean, his ability to run. I mean, he's incredibly fast. He can jump. Those kind of things. He's got good size for a corner. So all of that together.
They say corners need to have short memories. He seems like a guy that, while focused, he doesn't seem to get so worked up play to play.
No, that's right. And and Demontre has that kind of attitude too. That you have to, because they're, you may only have 8 plays in the game that you really have a strong hand in, and you could play 7 of them fantastic, and that one's the one everybody's going to remember if it isn't any good. So. That's just the life of a DB.
He did say that jokingly you kind of got on him. If he had that many pass breakups, he should have more picks.
Well, I mean, to a degree, but I'm not on him too much. I say that kiddingly.
We going into the season, we look outside of the program at your defense, and that's a position where you lose 2 guys. You think maybe that's the biggest question mark. so far it might have been as good a spot as you guys have had on the field, cornerback.
They've been very solid, very good. So I mean, that's fair to say. They've more than held down their own and played well, and so hopefully it continues.